two tanks out, you just push out and you force your opponent to attack. Because it needs well, not to attack, to defend. And then you can try to kill them with which is a little bit tough to pull off when you're second done. But just sitting there like a sitting duck is usually what will guarantee you losing the game.
Yeah, you're right in that regard. I would agree. Here at the top right, our Kespa player from the 8th team, it is C. Playing for Kespa's 8th team. Really, the newest StarCraft 1 team there ever was. And at the bottom left, formerly of Zenex, currently of StarTale, it is brought down by the spider, StarTale Life. I like that spider, man.
8th team with a 5 as the logo. And the answer to the question as of why is 42.
I thought you were actually at the real answer. I was like, oh.
It is the real answer.
You know, if you Google search I don't know if you search the meaning of life, but it's like the answer to life and everything. I think if you Google search the answer to life and everything, it comes up. You know the calculator function on Google. If you type like 2 + 2, it'll answer 4. If you type in the answer to life and everything, I think it comes up with just a 42 and with a calculator logo. I'm pretty sure it's one of those Easter eggs on Google.
I like it. I like it a lot. The answer to all our questions, 42.
I don't know. I thought it should be rounded to 43, but
what? No.
When I was a kid, my favorite number was 43 actually.
Oh, okay.
Turns out I was a little bit off, I guess. Well, we see Hatch before Pool actually coming down for life here. The question is again, how fast will he get his lair? C, not pull in a flash here. Going to be going 1 Rax expand, not taking that command center first, that risky build. Well, actually, these days it's not too risky.
Currently, the expansion, of course, for Life is building, and we will see when exactly he's going to start with his lair take once again, what kind of strategy he's trying to pursue on this map. This is Entombed Valley, we have the cross positions, and Life is always good for a little bit of a different style. We saw this in the first game on Antigua, with a little bit earlier timing, and we mentioned this yesterday. This is exactly a style that you can definitely use against Kespa players, because they are not as experienced in the game just yet as the StarCraft 2 players, so hitting different timings, maybe older strategies, might be something that they don't know yet. For the StarCraft 2 players, all these strategies that are being played today, that's something that they developed over time. They tried these early Mutalisk timings already, and a lot of players that Life is going to face in the GSL had to face these strategies earlier on, maybe a few months ago. So they had to find some kind of situation how they can deal with it. So that's something that they've experienced over and over again, but this is not the case for a player like C. As mentioned before, he will probably have faced a lot more Infestor play on the ladder, and therefore Mutalisk play is something that he might be a little bit vulnerable to.
Yeah, you know, this is going to be kind of a rough transition for these newer players having to face strange builds, because basically all they know is, I mean, I don't want to say it like this, but I kind of have to say it like this. All they know is like what they learned from their textbook, because they are taking StarCraft 2 for beginners right now. Being a StarCraft 2 pro gamer for a pro gamer beginner. I don't know exactly what the title would be, but
yeah, the beginning of their pro gaming career. I think with the time when the Brood War players are actually really gonna start to shine is as soon as Heart of the Swarm is released. This is basically them getting into the game, getting accustomed to everything, practicing, and we saw that a lot of them are actually like already on eye level with a lot of the, let's say, GSL Code A players. Some of them might even be on a level where they will soon be able to compete with Code S. But with Heart of the Swarm, that's, I think, the time when the Casper players are really going to shine, because then everything is, the cards are mixed once again, and everyone has to adapt to the add-on. So that's going to be the time when Casper players are really going to play really well and have the best opportunity to make their splash.
Yeah, that's very true, and I think that this will be another opportunity for some foreigner success as well, depending on how much people want to put time in. By the way, we have another quick layer. This one, again, probably about 545, 550 it looks like when you start in that one, so not quite as fast as it could have been.
By the way, I got a tweet by Ibrahim, and he said the Team 8 jersey is made by a company called Undefeated, and the 5 stripes are Undefeated's logo. So thank you for this piece of information. That's something that I did not know.
Yeah, I've actually heard of this company, but I didn't know that was what their logo was. So that explains it.
Okay, cool.
So I guess that's kind of one of their sponsors. Oh.
gonna maybe catch these? No.
I got quite lucky here.
Yeah, that could have been bad. It's always kind of a gamble to attack Hellions, but in this case, the way he attacked them on creep and the angle he came in was pretty good.
I just looked at the production tab. I actually saw it for the first time right now, and I was about to say, Wolf, I'm worried. It's a 7-minute mark, and he doesn't have Lair yet, and then he started the Spire, and like, oh! This is so live. And again, he starts again with the Spire, dumping a little bit of gas into this, but how is he going to react to this? He has a fair amount of Hellions, but 2 of them already dead.
Yeah.
He's taking a 3rd base, and this will once again spread him out. And, I don't know, he relies on his cloak timing. But to be honest, this is once again one of these timings that Life is going to hit here. And if he has the air defense against the Banshee, he's going to be fine. There will be an Overseer that will help him a lot. I don't know. C really needs to scout what Life is doing. He can't fall for the same trap twice. And he already knows. He saw the Overlord dropping creep, so he needs to know. He has to know that there is a splat, that there is once again the Lair.
Well, these Hellions are going to kill a ton of drones, man. Even if he micros this perfectly, he might lose a shit ton.
And here they are, the Hellions surrounded, but yeah, they definitely killed a lot with 41.
And the Banshee, man, it's going to continue. This level of damage may go even beyond what I originally said.
But with the Mutalisk in the game, this is definitely something that he's going to shut down very soon. And yeah, this could be devastating in any match. But what interests me more is like C's transition with the double armory. This certainly looks like this time he's going for mech.
Yeah, he definitely will be going mech this time. Not feeling comfortable with the bio, and this may be somewhat of a result of the Baneling splits he did not perform last time. You see that he will shut down this early attack, but losing several Hellions here, and this helps Life, because when you kill some of the Hellions, it makes that mech composition a little bit weaker. There's a few less buffer units.
Now we have the double upgrades, of course, for the mech army, and the 3rd base retreated for now. We also have the Spore Crawlers, and Life is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's going straight for the production of drones again. He needs to drone up. He lost too many. I like that this time C is going not only really heavy on the turrets, maybe overdoing it even a little bit, but he also goes for Thors, and this will help him so much. But with the mech composition, he needs the 3rd base. This is different from playing Biostyle. With the mech, you definitely need 3 bases because you are running out of gas fast.
Yeah, he's going to need that 3rd base. He's going to need all 6 of the refineries. See what he wants to do with these Thors. I mean, with these Thors, he can probably move that base over there. He's going to need some turrets as well. Continue to use these Cloak Banshees. The Mutalisk count right now fairly low, and if you just make sure that he's on top of them when they run into his base, if he reacts quickly, he should be totally fine. You're got to be careful with the Spore as well. Okay, does avoid that. There's an Overseer, and he's actually sending the Mutalisk home.
Yeah, he knows that he can't do too much damage here because the first Thors are already out. At the same time, there are a lot of missile turrets, and therefore he can't really do damage. So he retreats with the Mutalisk, trying to shut down this play. Here comes the Overseer. The Banshee's going to die. There's the second one who tries to get away to the right side of the map. Not going to be spotted. 25 workers killed in total, which is actually really impressive. He's doing a good job with the harass. But still, he's on 2 base against 3. And Life, with his mechanics kicking in, he has a lot of harvesters nonetheless. And of course, by now, Life knows what he's up against. Legend just pointed it out again, but we already saw the Roachhorn.
Yeah, the Roachhorn is obviously the normal transition when your opponent goes mech. And you have to have these beefy units to do a ton of damage. You can't have these small little squirmies early trying to get past the Hellions and do damage to these massive mech units, especially with the splash damage of the siege tanks coming in there to add as well. The Mutas are going to run in here and again force the 3rd base to be moved back. He's going to kill these refineries as well. He's going to have to pull a double cancel. Well, he only gets one of the cancels off, and this is starting to look really scary for C. You cannot allow your opponent to bully you like this. You need that 3rd base. It's something that's absolutely necessary for you. If you don't have that, you don't have enough gas. You can't produce constantly. You see right now he's not able to produce 2 siege tanks constantly. He has to wait there for a little bit before he has enough gas, and this is starting to get a little bit worrisome. He actually cancels +2 plating as he knows he needs that gas right now.
And guys, while we are gearing up with both of these players, once again, please help us out a little bit in order to spread the word that today the preliminaries are going on. And Gom Snowbird created a thread once again on Reddit. It's 15 minutes old. It's called WCS Korea Preliminaries Day 2 live now. do us a favor, if you have a Reddit account, jump on Reddit and upvote the threads so that we get the word out there that today the preliminary second day is live, that we have great players like Bomber, Lita, Lenok, Nasty, Jungbi, and a lot more of them playing today. That would be really nice. You could help us a little bit with this.
Yeah, that would be great if you guys would do that. Just get the word out there. The Mutalisk took a huge Thor shot there, and with +1 on those Thors, they do so much damage. Drop is on the way, and this is something that we see often from Zerg players against Mech, just trying to circumvent it, also to drop on top of siege tanks. You see the 5th factory will be added now for C. In Brood War, you know how to make a lot of factories really well. We'll see exactly how well he can use these, because he's waited so long to get that 3rd base up that this Life just has a huge supply of these, building his roach count right now. And eventually he's just going to throw his Mias away to get even more roaches, and this is going to be a tough battle for C to actually win, because he's kind of given Life the chance to build the right composition to fight him. I'm a little bit surprised we don't see a 4th base from Life though here.
There it is.
Okay.
He's building the 4th now, and he could even take a 5th. I'm not quite sure why he doesn't just take out the Viking that was currently attacking him. This is like, I don't know, a bee poking a hornet's nest. And here come the Overlords though, and this job is gonna get ugly. Drop play, especially with roaches on a mech Terran, can be so dangerous. And of course, if you use your Mutalisk correctly and go for a magic box, these Thor will do some damage, but more important at this position are currently the missile turrets.
Yeah, this drop, these Hellions are going to do some damage, but the drop is something that's really worrisome. The missile turrets, like you said, are really important. The Thor is trying to stop things here. SCV's coming off the line as well. This drop actually could do a massive amount of damage, but it's hard to determine really how many roaches are actually out there. Now you can start to see, and they're taking out the siege tanks. This has actually been quite successful. Supply dropping like crazy for Life, but he can rebuild these roaches a lot faster.
Exactly.
GG.
Life leaves the game.
The Hellions did too much damage to him.
The Blue Flame Hellions, those were the key part in this encounter. The Hellions at the same time attacking, and the damage that Life dished out in the main base was actually enough. He did a lot, but the Hellions, he just didn't have a defense for them. So he lost his economy and therefore could not rebuild. In a normal game where you don't receive this much damage to the economy while you're attacking, you can definitely build those roaches a lot faster than your Terran opponent will be able to get the mech units back into the game. Siege tanks and Thor just take up a lot of gas, and they need a long time until they are in the game. So reproducing such an army is a really, really tough challenge when you lost everything. But with the drones that Wolf already pointed out that he lost, he was just not able to sustain this army size.
Yeah.
So GG'd, and game 3 is what it comes down to.
I saw the Hellions head towards that 3rd base, and they weren't on screen, so I just assumed, Life will probably clean this up with Zerglings or something. They didn't have Blue Flame at the time that they ran it on screen either, and then suddenly, obviously, it must have done a critical amount of damage because he wasn't able to transition. He had the 4th base coming up. He had 19 roaches on the way, I saw on the production tab, but he needs more than that, and with no real economy to reproduce more roaches after that. He may have lost all of his larvae to the Hellions as well. It's something that's really hard to recover from. I thought that he might try to force things through, but obviously too much damage was done with the Hellions. Now we're going to get an update on what the 3rd map is on screen here in just a moment. But, C, with that last game, his defense was a little bit shaky at times, but he looked alright.
Yeah, he definitely looked a lot better than in the first game. He looked a little bit helpless in game number 1 on Antigua.